Hello, fellow grave crawlers, and welcome to ZTV Stupid Stuff. I am Paiper Zombie, your host with you as always. And on today's episode, I want to talk about something that's about to happen in one of the games that I play. The game is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And the thing that's about to happen is that a 3-minute penalty will be placed on any player who leaves or disconnects from a lobby. For those of you who don't know, the lobby is the place where the players are gathered in order to create a match for them to play. Now normally, if a game has a penalty like this, the penalty takes effect if the player leaves or disconnects while they're in the match, not while they're in the lobby before the match is even started. But check this out. There's been a problem for a while with the game's matchmaker when it comes to filling up empty slots for the family side. If a player on the family side leaves the lobby, at minimum, it will take 1 minute for the matchmaker to find another player to fill that slot. And that's if you're lucky. 8 times out of 10, the matchmaker never even fills the slot. And if the lobby doesn't get filled after a certain amount of time, it will close and kick out all the players in the lobby. So those players have to start the process all over again and go find a new lobby. Now this doesn't happen on the victim side. If they leave the lobby, the matchmaker will fill the empty slot up within 5 to 10 seconds every time, no problem. On top of that, if the family side is waiting for a slot to be filled and the player on the victim side leaves the lobby, the matchmaker will not only fill the empty victim slot, it will also fill the empty family slot. Now that's why this 3-minute penalty is being implemented, because the makers of the game swear up and down that they see no problems with the matchmaker on their end. They claim it's because of how often players on the family side are leaving lobbies. Now I will agree that the family side can be fickle when it comes to things. They'll leave a lobby if somebody plays a character they don't like, or uses a character setup they don't like, or they don't like the map that the match is about to be played on, or Danny is on the victim side, or Virginia is on the victim side. It's freaking ridiculous. But what I'm trying to understand is how family side frequently leaving lobbies causes the negative effect with the matchmaker. It should have no problem finding somebody to fill that empty slot, because there should be plenty of players to choose from those who have left the other lobbies. And what I'm really trying to understand is, if the problem is that when a player on the family side leaves the lobby, the matchmaker takes a long time, if ever, to fill that empty slot, how are the makers of the game going to see that in action if there's a 3-minute penalty waiting for anyone who leaves or disconnects from the lobby? Yeah, that doesn't make a lick of freaking sense, does it? But it does if there's another issue going on with the game. That issue being that there are so few people playing on the family side that regardless of the frequent leaving of lobbies, there's not enough of them compared to the amount of people playing on the victim side. That would cause the matchmaker to behave the way that it does for the family side, but not victim. It would also explain why if a player queues up to get into a lobby on the family side, it takes less than 10 seconds to get into a lobby. But if a player queues up to get into a lobby on the victim side, that's a 3+ minute wait, with a chance that the time to find a lobby will run out, and the player will have to re-enter the queue to try and find another lobby to get into. I think this is the real issue, and I don't think the makers of the game want the players to know that. And in order to cover something like that up, it makes sense that they will put in this 3-minute deterrent in the lobby where the match is made, so that players are less likely to leave, and thus less likely to notice the problem. Because if this 3-minute penalty was a rage quit deterrent, It would take effect if a player left or disconnected while they were in the actual match, not in the lobby. So yeah, I feel like the makers of the game are trying to pull a fast one on us. But instead of doing that, why not try to solve the actual problem instead? There's a reason why less people are playing on the family side than there are on the victim side. Solve that problem, and I guarantee the problem with the matchmaking gets solved too. So here we go. Let's see just how badly this fast one blows up in the game makers' faces. I really hope it doesn't. But I get the feeling that I'm hoping against hope. I'm Paiper Zombie, and I'll catch you next time.